Well, woke up, no, didn't wake up. I got my drink and looked down, and there was a picture of a little foal Capistrano. Second filly was born this morning. Man, I was a little caught off guard, but hey, that's a good way to start the day. A healthy baby girl by Lather Up, and she looks good. So, the rain has not stopped at all, and it's supposed to rain straight through the rest of the day into tomorrow morning, like 1 or 2 in the morning, but the whole day. The meadows, it appears there's less rain, but still constant, so it's going to be a muddy track again today. We've stayed close to Vaquero Blue Chip over there. Now I want to talk about last night. No, I will start this video also with the qualifiers at Mohawk this morning. Dominic called and said, listen, it's pouring rain here. The qualifiers are also on Monday. What do you think about just qualifying George of the Jungle and Great Bet on Monday? I said, well, Great Bet for sure, because the second qualifier, we're just looking for a fast mile into Great Bet, and it's pretty hard to get that in the mud. So yeah, absolutely, I think that's a good idea. And as far as George, maiden trotter that made a break at the gate in the schooler, need his head focused as he starts to learn how to race. Probably in the mud isn't preferable, especially when we can come back in 72 hours. Well, it appears it's supposed to be sunny in 72 hours. So if we can come back in the sun, then so be it. Makes all the sense in the world. So last night, we had 2 horses in at Mohawk. You guys watched the 2 fillies at the Meadows. Underwhelming. I wasn't disappointed with Pull the Shoes. Pull the Shoes is what she is. You're off 2 weeks racing against a couple of fillies that are kind of tough, right? Not a horrible mile, not a horrible line, not a horrible race. But insider trading, I'm still racking my brain over what to do with our girl. I think I'll just talk to Tim about that today, and we'll discuss it and figure out which route we're going to take. I mean, I'm always probably going to lean towards just putting the hobbles on her and making sure that she is ready to do her work properly, rather than reinventing the wheel, so to speak. Taking the hobbles off her, let her getting her legs underneath herself until she learns how to trot the way we need her to without them. I guess that's not the best way to describe it, but hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. What I mean is simple. Put the hobbles on her, kind of batten down the hatches a little bit, and push her forward and let her build muscle, let her stress level come down. Or do we, even throttle it back another gear, leave the hobbles off her, train her up a couple of times, race her, and then see how she is? I'm still torn on it, so I would like to talk to Tim and see what he thinks about it. But for right now, not horribly disappointed nor concerned. Both fillies, as I said yesterday, come out of the race sound and will be fine moving forward. How forward? I don't know. Will it be next week that insider trading will turn that page, or will it take a few weeks? As I said to Marco yesterday, it's kind of deja vu, right? Last year as a 2-year-old, trained down with no hobbles, no problem, got to the track, went out, warmed her up, great, put her in behind the gate, and she made a break coming off the car. It's weird. Same thing next week, and then hobbles went on, and away you go. So that was that. Now, last night, I thought Hallie raced good. Jody left out of there, found a spot. She finished up maybe 2 lengths behind them, 57 and a piece, 28. Off 2 weeks, I think. Off 2 weeks, and tied up a little bit in between. So I'd say a pretty good mile for her. Drebin, it wasn't even that the gate or anything else. James said he was angry last night. He wouldn't trot a step. None. So I think the hobbles are going to go on Drebin. I do have my concerns about that. He does interfere. We'll touch his knees. We'll touch his jacks, like up and down his hind shins and his boots. And this can sometimes be accentuated, right? Compounded by the hobbles. So I want to keep a very close eye on this situation. Now, I had said to Dominic, I said, how far back was he? Like, what kind of mile did he go last night? He said, Anthony, 1 mile and 2:20. Go this morning. He can go back to Mohawk this morning and do some work this morning. Now, can't do that because it's pouring rain now. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow the plan was to take him to Mohawk. If I'm not mistaken, he said he'd train him tomorrow with the hobbles on, but I did ask that James go with the horse tomorrow, just to get a feel for him. And I'm saying it like this because I haven't sat behind Drebin, right? I haven't seen Drebin in a while. So for me to say this is what you need to do and this is how you need to do it would be unfair because I'm not sitting on an enormous amount of first-person information when it comes to Drebin. So James knows what he's doing. We talked about it last night. James and I were texting back and forth last night later on about the horses in general and Drebin in particular. So he can go with them tomorrow. Are you happy with them? You can't just go out and go a mile and 2:25. You got to go out and train them, but you got to really zip them. Racehorse speed quarter through the turn. Make sure that they're trotting comfortable. If they're not, what do you see? What do you hear? How are we going to get to the bottom of that? So this is the time of year and this is the first wave, right? This is the sophomore corrections. The rookie corrections are going to come up later on in June when they start to see the starting gate. But for now, I need to get a few horses in check and going down the right path. That would be Drebin, and that would be insider trading from yesterday. Now, we do have Ready for Landing qualifying today. Dominic said, what do you want to do with him? I said, well, his class goes on Fridays. Thursday or Fridays. He probably needs to qualify today. So we'll have one qualifier this morning, and that will be Ready for Landing and only Ready for Landing. The other two will go on Monday. Drebin will be sorted out today, and actually with my modified schedule of going to the Meadows next Tuesday, I will go with insider trading on Tuesday morning to see how she feels, see what equipment changes we need to make. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys have a better day, at least weather-wise, than I'm about to have. But you know what? That's the job, and just gonna have to muscle through it. Take care.